Hello guys, this is Sherry from PWI, Paranormal World Investigators / PWI Investigations. It is the 6th of September 2020. Welcome to the show, guys. So tonight we are doing interviews and we've got a really cool channel coming up in a minute. It's one of my sisters. She's absolutely awesome. So guys, please get this shared out. Let's share the love. Let's get everybody in here. I'm just coming over to the room. So for me, this person that I'm going to be interviewing tonight, as you can probably tell by the heading, is a really cool channel. I really very much like her. She reminds me a lot of what I do in the ability side, being like a medium. You would say she is. I call myself a spiritualist, but she's a really cool lady, and a lot of you people know her. Now her channel is got lots of paranormal and knowledge. She has open panels where some very interesting people come up and support and talk about the paranormal, talk about things that they're into. Hello to my Through the Veil Paranormal Underworld train spotting fan. Hello. So I'm not going to keep her up down there too long. So obviously what I'm going to do is the whole point of the interviews is to get it out there, help channels to get known, for people to understand what they're about, help them get known out there, as YouTube is a really hard place to grow and to get where you want to get. And it helps when you've got people that can be behind you and do that. She's already a pretty well-known channel. So when she comes up, I will ask her a number of 10 questions after I've asked her to introduce her channel, what she's about, what she does, any other platforms that you can follow her on, her merchandise store as well. We'll get her to introduce that. I'll ask 10 questions and questions that I feel from the top of my head that she has said something and I've found interesting and want to question it. I will do that. And then it will go on to you guys asking questions to her. And then she'll introduce the channel again, say where you can follow her merches again. And then we'll have a little chit chat for a little bit till 9:30. And then the next person's coming up for their interview. So if I just get the person up now. So we've got lovely Through the Veil Paranormal coming up for her interview. So let's just get my sister up. Hello, sweetness.
Hello, hon. How you doing? Hello, everybody.
So yes, this is Through the Veil, guys. A lot of you guys know her. Get her out there. I'm just going to share quickly so that people know that she's on. So what I'm going to do in a minute, Through the Veil, is get you to introduce your channel and what you're about, what you do, and then tell them about any other platforms that they can join you on and follow you in. And then if you've got any merchandises, these sites that they can get that from. So what I'll do is I'll ask you to talk about your channel a little bit now, and then we'll go into the questions, sweetheart. So over to you, darling.
Okay. I'm Nicole Stroud. Obviously, I'm Through the Veil Paranormal. I am a clairvoyant, medium, clairgissness. I got a recognition site. I am a paranormal investigator. You can find us over on Through the Veil Paranormal on YouTube. You can also find me at Through_Veil on Twitter. We also have a support group and over there on Facebook, which is Through the Veil Paranormal Society. We do have a merch channel, which is Through the Veil Paranormal at Teesprings. I'm pretty much easy to find. It's Through the Veil Paranormal everything. So, one other quick thing, on Wednesday we are having our fall fan merch giveaway to appreciate everybody that's supported us and got us to where we are so far. We love you guys. I mean, we can't thank you enough for supporting us and what you do.
Yeah, it is amazing when you've got a beautiful support network behind you. That does help you a lot. I agree with that. It makes things a lot easier because it can be quite daunting doing what we do sometimes. So it's nice to have that support network. So what I'm going to do, my sweet, is I'll just get onto the questions and stuff with you. So the first question I would like to ask you is, how did you come up with your channel name?
Um, when I was born, my grandmother, who is full-blooded Cherokee. Now, my mother has told me the story, so she just looked at me and she said that one there's got the veil. So I automatically went with that. Love my grandmother to death, so I call myself Through the Veil Paranormal.
So it was kind of like a connection thing, like having that connection with your grandmother and
Hmm.
having those understandings of her, and it was your way of bringing yourself out more.
Yeah, kind of a tribute to her too, because she helped
Yeah,
me
the
a lot
tribute.
with my gifts and stuff, and she explained a lot of things whenever I was younger that I didn't understand. So yeah,
Yeah, so she was kind of your envy then, I guess.
yes, very much.
So your second question is, what inspired you to start your channel up? What inspired you to get into the paranormal? What inspired you to be who you are today, like your abilities and things?
Well, it first started whenever I was 5. I had experiences with an elder gentleman coming into my bedroom, and he would speak to me about things that would happen on the farm. And as a child, I really didn't understand that being that young at 5. But I,
No.
I tried to explain it to my mom, and she pretty much made us move. My mom's a big supporter, but she's also not really into it fully, like me and my grandmother and stuff were. But, I've been connected, through my whole teens, my whole life really up to, I had one point that I did stop because I had a demonic attack that really, scared the bejesus out of me. But I got into it later in life whenever, my daughter, she's into the, paranormal channels and she really likes, watching them, and her being autistic, I try to find an outlet for her to get out there and do something that she really liked to do. And I thought, I've always liked to do this, also. So let's start up our own channel, get out there and have some fun doing it. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Yeah, and it's doing very well, and a lot of people enjoy your streams and your investigations. You're very unique. That's why I like you, and I like the fact that you've got abilities. And I do like can get in there. I do like coming in there and listening and
Hmm.
things. And obviously, we help each other out as well. That's what a big family community do. We help each other out when there's things we're not so sure about. So
Yeah,
yeah, it is a really cool. It's cool having people that have got the same passion as what you've got, and that's really cool that you do it with your daughter. It's
yeah.
awesome.
I love the work. I love meeting all new spirits. I mean, even my recent trip to Boston. I mean, I've never been out there, and just to see the history and the living spirits that I see, it's it's just such. I mean, it's words that I can't really describe to be able to have what I can see and do and share it with everybody.
Exactly, and it's beautiful when you've got those abilities, because you hear a lot of people talk about how it's scary and that. Yeah, when I was
Mhm.
young, because I was like you, I was 5 when I knew that I had abilities. That's when I first met my protector that I have, Aura. So I had a certain spirit that was a female that called herself Maggie, which I've then come to find out was my grandmother
Oh,
Sylvia. She was a witch, and she used to learn me a lot of my stuff. I'm a bit like you,
hmm.
and at first I used to fear it when I was young because I didn't understand what it was. Um, Growing up, I didn't really talk about it very much because my family always seemed to be against it, or they didn't really want to speak about it and stuff. But then I come to find out why from my mum in later years, more
Yeah,
in this age group. So, and she was like me, but she had a bad experience that made her stop doing it completely. She just never ever looked back
yeah,
after that.
yeah.
So
Let me stop. And that when you had that one scary experience, and I'm not saying something that just makes your heart startle. I'm saying things that would give you like PTSD.
oh
But
yeah, oh definitely. Yeah,
but
and I do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and stuff like that through
mhm,
like life experience, and I think that maybe some of what I do with the spirits and that do that to me as well, because some of the things that you see and the things they've gone through can really mess with your head
mhm.
at times. So yeah, I can agree with that 100%. So your third question, sweetheart, is where does your love for what you do come from? So where does your love for the paranormal and that come from? Like, did you watch programs and stuff that got you into it? Obviously, you said your nan, your grandmother, was a big influence on you.
I think really my big love for it, I do like watching the creator channels and things like that, but that really didn't happen until, later in life.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I think my big love for it was that unknowing. And I would see spirits and I'm like, why am I different from everybody else? Well, then it became
yeah,
a curiosity of, well, if they can't see them and I can, maybe I can try to explain to them, or maybe I could even, help the spirits in some way. I was trying to find that connection of why I was gifted with what I'm gifted with.
yeah.
So yeah, that just kind of got me into, where I'm at. I mean, there has to be a reason for me to explain things to other people.
Well, I believe that we're all chosen for reasons. I
Hmm.
believe like we've all got abilities, but some of us have been made more endowed in the abilities for a reason. I do believe that we're teachers, we're people that learn people about the other side. We're
Hmm.
given the abilities to see them for a reason because we're trusted with them and with the living. So, for me, that's what I believe we have the abilities because we're supposed to teach, we're supposed to show them what waits for us
Yeah.
because that is what's waiting for us. We're all going to be part of it. We are part of it.
Hmm. And
You know,
yeah, and I think really, just here recently, I came finally in tune with, I think, what I'm here for. And, had a couple people get mad at me, but um, I think I'm here actually to help the spirits. I have a lot of spirits coming to me saying, they want to see these people, or they're lost, or they need something, or they want something. And since I'm able to see and communicate with them, I feel that I put them at ease.
yeah. And I believe the same thing. I do believe that I am here for the spirits, but I do also believe that I'm here to for the living as well.
Hmm.
I'm here to teach a way of life, and with me being a witch and my beliefs and everything else, I do very much believe that I'm supposed to learn people the importance of this earth
Hmm.
and who you should love and be respectful to as well. So it's kind of both for me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, the spirits have always been a big part in my life, like you, and they've always been number one with my attention. And but I guess I've got that other side, and you kind of have as well because you do learn people, you do show people things, so you are
Mhm.
really teaching those that are not so familiar with it, or
Right.
those that are coming into it or are doing it, and they just want somebody that's like them. So I think our channels are pretty awesome because we get to do that, and I
Mhm.
love what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes it's heart racing, sometimes it affects you, but it's not something I would ever want to not be.
I
I'd be
agree.
lost if I wasn't who I was.
Yeah, and
That's for a fact.
you do a wonderful job of it. I mean, just with helping out with paranormal underworld. That little instance there. I really
Yes,
don't
and I
know.
done that. I done the because I done I had to break a curse, a blood curse, guys. So I had to use um some
Watch the floater in there.
like aloe vera leaves, and I had to have the clay, and I had to form a circle and write that his name, saying that he needed to be protected, and on the back I had to write down the people that were giving the trouble and saying that they'd been put in blood curses, and I said to protect him from spells and rituals. Then I had to write a bit of paper out, burn that, put that into the clay dish that I'd made as well, and put it
Hmm.
outside to make it charge and stuff. Left it for over 24 hours, brought it back in and smashed it because that breaks the curse and it also protects. So I'd been waiting for weeks for the stuff to turn up. I kept saying it's going to be here soon, Vale, and then like I got as much information as I could, but obviously there wasn't a lot known about the people that had done it to him. So I just
Yeah.
went by the names and what there was of
Hmm.
them, and what they'd been doing, and done it that way. And I'm hoping it's worked. I'm hoping he's doing a lot better because that was 2 weeks ago. I think I've done that now,
Yeah.
so he
It's
should
good.
start feeling a little bit better.
Yeah. That was really awesome. That
Touch
you.
wood. because I was quite shocked with the way the veil cut, because she messaged me, so I come in her room, because something made me come in her room, and I don't know why. And obviously I know now. And I come in and I said, you're right, Vale. And then she goes, you're just the person we needed to talk to. I got, well, this is going on, because she had her friend up on there, and his friend had been affected by this blood ritual thing that had been done to him. And I had to go up and explain what was going on first, and then I said that I would do the curse break. I'd break that and protect against hexes and spells and bits. Okay, Shrimp Shack, we'll talk about this in a little bit. We'll just get on with Vale's interview first, and then we'll talk after, darling. I'll go back up the channel. Right, so number 4 is, how long have you been doing the paranormal for? Like the paranormal and your, so you said your abilities have been since you're 5.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah. I'll be telling my age here. 30 plus years. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, that's good. So you know your stuff. As we've seen, we know you know your stuff. And I do, like I said, I do like Vale. I do like her ability side of us. She's very, very forward in what she does, and she's very interesting. And I've liked where we've been up on panels together, certain panels, and we've been able to pick up on similar things, and
yeah,
we've been like that. That's really cool when there's two people that like. I don't call myself a psychic medium. I'm a spiritualist, because I connect with Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and all that. And I don't see and feel and hear spirits in the way that Vale does. I see them. Some of them I only see in a light or a vision. Feeling and clicking onto what they're like and what they're feeling like is more my way, and my channeling. The seeing them side of it and the hearing them, that comes when they want it to.
yeah.
It's more the feeling and that emotional side, and obviously the channeling and leaving the body and stuff like that. So I'm more advanced in that part of way. So to watch Vale to that full standard of it, it's really fascinating. So for me, I do love her work. I do love what she does. And if none of you guys have got her, which I know a lot of you have, go get her and go and watch her. Go and check her channel out. Go check her videos out, because she is really, really cool. And she's very real at what she does. She's very, very real.
I will give it to you straightforward. I mean, sometimes you may not like it. I mean, but that's just, I like keeping things real. I mean, if we're on an investigation, we get nothing, I'm going to tell you, we ain't got nothing. There's
Exactly. And I'm
nothing
the
there.
same way. If I can't get nothing, I won't get nothing. And I'm not one of these that will go and make something happen to make me look cool. If it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to talk. Like, I see them. Like I've said, I do see them and I do hear them to an extent. So I know when they're around. I know when they want to talk. I know when they don't want to talk. And I respect that. And a lot of the people in my room do as well, because of that. They've got used to that way. They know that spirits don't want to always communicate, and they're people at the end of the day. When I don't like it when people just say, like, yeah, that's what we call them, spirits, but I don't look at them as spirits. Like, they're people.
Right.
They've still got emotions and feelings. They still like the same things. They still want to be noticed and loved and helped. They're all those things. So
They're just people at the end of the day. I mean, some days, I don't feel like talking to people, and some days I'm grouchy, They're the same way. I mean, you might get a spirit that you run across you that's really, had it bad in life, and they were just, cantankerous people to begin with because of how life treated them. And sometimes they come across as a negative spirit. Sometimes people
yeah,
just
and they're
don't
not.
want to talk. Yeah.
They're not. And like, I'm quite thankful that I can kind of pick up when they're not good and when they are. Like, there's a few of them that can mislead you sometimes and stuff like that. That's what they're very good at sometimes, like making you believe that there's something they're not. Like, you get a lot of normal human spirit people that will show themselves as some dark entity that's not happy, and I'm this and I'm that. And for a lot of them, that's their defense mechanism. That's them protecting themselves. That's them wanting to
Right.
be not known. You know what I mean? So they'll show themselves in a way that people fear and don't want to mess with them. But you do have those ones that do want to still play with them. And like I say, it's not just the negative spirits that you need to fear, because good spirits can switch on you as well.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, and they've got a completely different energy to what we are now. A completely different energy. So I wouldn't mess with either.
Just be respectful of all spirits.
Yes, respectful, good or bad. Number 5 question, sweetheart, is there a person in your life who inspired you to become who you are and to what you're doing today? Well, you did say that your grandmother.
Yeah, definitely my grandmother, my daughter. You know, I don't like to put her second, but you know, you know, she has inspired me here recently. You know, to get out and do things I really do starting to enjoy. You know the YouTube thing. You know, I'm old school. This is all new to me, so you know, I mean, I'm kind of behind on times, but yeah, she's really inspired me to get out there and try this new stuff.
It's nice when they're like that, when
Mhm.
they support you in that way. It's a lovely feeling. It is. Hello, thinking of others, my darling. Hello, Oracle, Shrimp Shack, England,
Everybody,
MCAT. Hello to everybody that's coming in the room. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just doing the interview. I will talk to you after. So, number 6. What would you say to people who are wanting to start a channel up or have just started a channel up? What would be your advice to them on how to have a successful channel and how to be good at it?
number one rule is keep it real. Um, you know, like we said, you know, a while ago, don't fake anything. Just be yourself. If
Yeah,
you're yourself, then you will draw good vibes towards you. Your channel will do great. I mean, if you're a wonderful person, you do a wonderful job as much as you can to your abilities, then your channel will grow. You'll draw people to you that are interested in what you do.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, being real, um, staying away from drama is another one. Don't get into the drama and things. It's not worth it, guys. There is a lot of it on here already, and you know, if you do come across people coming in your room and starting, don't retaliate. Just block
No,
and get rid of. Keep
just
your channel drama free because you don't want that.
yeah,
I
just
know
keep.
full well.
I've told a lot of people, you know, that gets, you know, pulled into, you know, what's going on and things, you know, just keep it, you know, like, you know, keep yourself, but keep a business atmosphere about yourself. You know,
Yeah,
I don't bring a lot of my personal business to YouTube. Um, you know, I share with you, you know,
what you
what
want to.
what I should share with you. And
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk about, you know, my best friend's weddings and, you know, her friends that she don't like and you know things like that. I don't bring that to you. I won't talk about other people on YouTube. I
no,
will
yeah,
stay neutral. Period.
yeah.
That's the best thing to do.
I agree. Hello, old school.
No,
So, question number 7 is: how long have you been part of YouTube? So, how long have you actually been on YouTube? Not just doing your investigations, but did you watch other channels before and then you started your channel up, or was it kind of just been you started your channel?
I just started my channel, and I think we're at 5 months now that we've been here.
Wow. And you're
Yeah,
doing really well. You're doing very, very well.
thank you.
Very well. 5 months, guys, and she's a big inspiration. She is to me anyway. She's really, really cool. And
Thank
I
you.
like her a lot. She's definitely my sister. Definitely. Question number 8
Yep.
is there a YouTuber that inspires you and helps you to be who you are? Is there YouTube channels that inspire you, make you feel proud to be part of what you are? Is there people that touch you?
Wow, that's a broad one because I mean, I all of the YouTuber creators, even people that are just getting started, you know, it inspires me to see them, you know, getting up off their feet and joining the community. I mean, the more evidence, even if we all go to the same place, we all share the same interests and we could pass each other knowledge. So, you know, everybody inspires me as creators, and that's why I watch a lot of people.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's just it's a broad thing. I can't, you know, put one person out there because it's a giant
Yeah, no,
community.
I know. I should
Yeah,
really question this question differently because I don't mean just like one
yeah,
person. It can be anyone. It can be your whole community. It can be the whole of you. like don't ever think, oh, one person. No, you can
Yeah.
name as many as you want, because I always say the same thing. My YouTubers,
Mhm.
my PWI fam inspire me. Different channels that I support inspire me for different reasons.
Yeah.
There's so many you can't name them.
Yeah. All the people that follow us. I mean,
Yeah, all of
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 9. Is there a famous person who inspired you in your life to become who you are? Is there like somebody that was famous that you liked that inspired you to be into the investigations, your abilities?
Actually, yeah, there was, and I've never really brought this up to anybody. Reverend Billy Graham was really close to our family. He came over to Sunday dinners and had fried chicken, and like they do after church on every Sunday. But yeah, he really told me in tune with my spirit. He said, you do what you got to do. You were gifted for a reason, and you know, we sit down and have many talks, and I really appreciate him as a man that he was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's good. That's good when they do that, because it's nice to have somebody in your life that makes you think, oh, make you feel proud of who you are. But like I've found with my abilities and who I am, I've had a lot of negativity and people being quite mean because
Hmm.
of what I am and being different and what I'm into. So when you've got those people that do believe
Hmm.
in you, and work with you and say, yeah, do that, that's you. It's an amazing feeling. It is.
Especially,
So that's good.
whenever he came from, that aspect. I don't know how many people know Reverend Billy Graham, but Reverend, not too many are into the spiritual, and they call it, dark works or whatever they want to call it. But to have someone like that from that side of that community to say that you are blessed for a reason, it really made me feel that I wasn't doing something wrong.
Yeah, and it's not. And then a lot of people do look at it that it's wrong what we do. They say, oh, it's
Mhm.
the devil's stuff. And no, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's what God and the divine gifted us with. We're all like it. It's just some of us are open and some of us ain't.
Right.
So, yeah, I get where you're coming from there with that
Hmm.
completely. So, your number 10 question is, what's your future plans for your channel and for you yourself? So what's your future plans? Are there places that you're going to? Is there some more things you're bringing onto your channel to make your YouTubers even more excited about your channel than they already are?
Well, I do have a fall lineup coming up, but I don't know if anybody, how many's really been following, but Paranormal World Underworld there, and Jax and I are going to be combining our channels. We already have the channel open, which is called Shrouded of Darkness.
Yeah.
We have yet to put content on there, but yeah, we're going to start working together. I'm putting him as my lead investigator because he retains a bunch of knowledge that, I have troubles, with, what I do, but I want to stay with the spiritual aspect. Now, I will still keep my Through the Veil open, but what I'm going to do with that channel is pretty much I'm going to do a lot of live feeds on psychic mediums. As the work I do as a psychic medium, I'm going to bring it more to the forefront of the spiritual aspect, not so much the paranormal, but as a psychic medium channel.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'd definitely be there watching that. Yes, so that's interesting. So have you got any cool investigation places that you're thinking of going to?
Actually, this weekend we are doing Missouri State Pen.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, that's a big penitentiary here in Jeff City, Missouri. Pretty haunted location. A lot of residual energy. I understand it's there that I would like to check out. Um, we are looking at the Lit Mansion on our calendar, the Morris Hill House, the Exorcist House in St. Louis.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, we got some big ones coming up.
You've got some very
Gettysburg,
good places by the sounds of it.
West Virginia Penitentiary, that we will be doing one big collaboration with a lot of channels. Uh, I don't know if I could even start naming them all. There are like so many of them that's coming
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
I'm the same. There's loads I want to work with,
Mhm.
loads, but I'm in the UK at the minute.
Yeah, you need to come with us. We've been talked about getting you to come over.
Oh, I am determined on getting over there, definitely. And now with opening my shop, maybe it'll be a bit more quicker. So yeah,
Mhm.
definitely, because I've got a lot of people that I want to meet up with and collab with and just meet because they're my family. You know what I mean? You guys mean a lot to me, so it'd be really cool to just meet up with some of you and make a dream come true, I guess, because that's what it is.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to be on an investigation with you because, like you said, in the chat, I would see them, but we would bounce off each other so well.
We do, and that's why I really want to work with you. I really do, because I think if we went to some big places, we'd get a lot of spiritual side evidence, like picking up on things and
yeah,
how people, what happened to them, and like because we've got those abilities. Like obviously,
mhm,
I don't use my abilities as much as you, but I do use them. But the reason I don't use them so much is because I am more for going to places and using them, trying to
mhm.
pick up things. And that's why I always say to people, don't give me too much information about places because I like to
Yeah, I
feel
think
for myself.
I don't want any information. I know paranormal
I want
neither.
to feel for myself, pick up what I want to pick up. Once I've got that and I've been there, then I'll look into the history
Mhm.
and see if anything that I've got was near or and then intel from that. I'm one of these. I like to be an open book, and I like to be clean-minded when I go into a place. I don't want anyone contaminating with me with
Right.
evidence. I like to just be me, focused on them.
Yeah,
That is just how I am.
because a lot of
So
times you get false evidence. I mean, someone will tell you a story about something, and it's not the
yeah,
true story.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And that's why when people come to me with paranormal problems, when it's the investigation side of it, that's fine. But if it's like somebody saying, "Oh well, I've got these spirits," I said, "Well, just don't give me too much information on the spirits. Just tell me what you're going through, what's happening in your house, and
Right.
I'll see what I can pick up on the spirits." And because there could be a reason behind why they're acting the way they're acting. It's not always a negative thing. It may be that they just need some help, or they sense something in you, but because you're
Mhm.
not aware of it, that makes them react. There's so many reasons to why they're there.
Yeah, I've picked up on that a lot. I've walked
Yeah,
into a place and people say, "Well, it's negative or demonic," and all
and
it
it's
is
not.
a spirit that has been ignored for every 9 people that has walked in there, and they can't
Yeah,
get
and I've had
themselves
that
across.
situation. I've had that situation. I've had somebody that said I've got a demonic in my house and it's been doing this and it's been doing that. And when I went in, I was like, it's not demonic. It's just the spirit of a
They want you.
person that's angry, feels like it's been forgotten.
Mhm.
Every time he tries to make communication, everyone freaks out and ignores him. And
Mhm.
all he's trying to do is get your attention. He wants to talk. He's lonely. And
Right.
she was like, really? I said, he's not negative. He's not
Yeah.
negative. He's just getting angry because you imagine what it feels like for them. They're standing there, they're trying to do everything, and people are either running of fear when
Mhm.
that's not what they want, or they're like,
Right.
oh no, it's my imagination. And these poor spirit people are like, hello, I'm still here.
Mhm.
Please talk to, because it becomes lonely if you're
Mhm.
walking around and no one's noticing you're there. That's why you'll find a lot of people with abilities, they come on you like, wow, because they know you've got that ability. They know you can see them. So they're
Right.
chat in your ears. And
Everywhere.
you know what I mean? They just come from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're trying to hurt you. It's because it's, somebody to communicate with.
Yeah.
Somebody that I can tell my story about. You know, just things like that. Some of them, it's just a talk, a chat.
Yeah. I mean, we had
You
when I
know,
went to Boston, Paranormal Underworld there, he had a spirit that was wandering outside of his property that he was looking for his, well, I guess they were divorced back in the 30s or 40s, or maybe he had died and she went on. But he was just looking for her. And he pretty much had me in tears because he's been trying to reach out and trying to reach out, and no one would hear him or understand him. And he's like, "Well, I'll just wait on her." He was looking for someone
yeah,
to
waiting.
connect to talk to her so she could talk back to him. So
And it's sad when it's like that because you get a lot of them like that where they're
Mhm.
waiting around for somebody or something. And, sometimes it just takes us to go, well, if we helped you this way, this could help you to maybe find that person or help you to find the thing that you want. You staying here is not helping you. And that's what people need to understand when you have these sort of abilities. You know, a lot of these spirits stay behind believing that they're going to find what they need to find, but they're not going to find that through being there. They need to go to the right place. They need to be opened in that way and put back with their family, put back with their network. So for a lot, it is important to send them over and talk to them, try to make them understand, look, you can
Right.
have what you want, but it's not here.
Right.
No,
And
you need to go to the other side. And they're like, you know, and a lot, you'll find a lot of spirits are scared of the light. They're scared of the light is where they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. I said, it doesn't hurt you. It
right.
does not hurt you. It saves you. Go
And
into the light, you know.
I get a lot of spirits that are lost just because whenever they die, it doesn't, bam, happen like, sorry,
Yeah,
like,
so quickly
water
they're
air.
confused. They don't know what. Some of them don't even know they're dead.
Yeah, it didn't happen how they thought would happen.
Yeah,
I'm going to die, and all of a sudden
they're
I'm going to be a
alive.
pretty gate. So no, it's not. You're there in the dark. You got to find your way.
Yeah,
I'm stupid to that
it's
too.
so hard for them in the other side. You've got so much to learn in that side as what you have here, you know, and adjusting to your body, adjusting to what you are, and then you know you've got to come to terms with that. Not everybody's going to be able to see and hear you. You've got so much that they have to deal with,
Yeah.
and you know I can understand why some of them get peed off sometimes, and they're like, I don't want to talk because they've spent so long not being able to that when you do, it's a shock thing, and they're like, I don't want to talk, and then you'll hear them come back going, oh, I'm sorry, or hello, you know,
Yeah.
that's why I love my abilities because that's why I get a lot of spirits because I talk constantly to them.
Yeah. I talk to
You
mine. I
know,
go,
I invite them to with food and drink when I eat that they eat, and I just treat them like they're living because that's how I see them.
right.
They're still living people. They're just in a spirit form.
Right.
So talking about that, so could you explain to the guys a little bit more about your abilities, like what you do?
Oh, where to start?
Because you're an interesting lady and what you do is absolutely amazing. So I think a lot of us would like to just have just a little smidge of what
Oh,
it's about.
I could try. Like I said, I see spirits just as well as I see people, and I see them a little bit differently. That I have learned over the years that lets me know, yeah, that's a spirit. But some of them do trick me. Like, let me take for instance, while I'm driving down the highway, and I see this woman and these two little kids, and they were walking, and I had literally pulled off on the side of the road because as a mama and a parent, I'm going to give these people a ride, even though you're not supposed to. And my daughter sat next to me. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to give that lady a ride." And she's like, "What lady?" So yeah, apparently, they were spirits, and I get tricked like that sometimes. But yeah, I
Yeah,
do I do see spirits. They do talk to me in normal voices. Um, I also can see, like, if there was a house on a property at one time that is no longer there, I can actually see like it's almost like a glossy vision of what used to be there because I see the past and everything. I have yet to see the future. Um,
yeah,
I can touch objects and I can tell you who owned it, who handled it, where it's been, what meaning it has, if there's anything attached to it. So I used to wear gloves all the time, but I've got kind of used to it. And if you get to know me, personally, you'll see me. I will not touch a lot of things. I
yeah.
do not go into antique shops and go, "Ooh, that's nice." No. So
Antique shops are a very big place for holding energy to
yeah.
objects, definitely.
Oh, and antique shops. I mean, I love antiques. I
They're
do.
beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, but the energy that they hold, sometimes I can't have them in my house, even though I love antiques.
Exactly, and that's the only thing with having abilities is you have to be careful what you pick up and what you have because of you pick up on so much,
Hmm.
and it's like like but in another way it's a good thing because when you're walking around you're like yeah I'll leave you because you're not a good energy, and then you go to the next thing, in a that there's a plus in both ways I guess,
Yeah,
but it's difficult to have abilities. It can be.
yeah. I think I got the mixing bowl, and
Mm,
and for a long time I never really understood them. I just, well, I could do this, but I don't know why. And really, truthfully, up until probably 8, 9 years ago, I really started looking into what a medium means. What does clairseidence mean? And I'm kind of self-diagnosed, but I say that because, okay, well, that kind of covers what I can do. I mean, it's hard to
Yeah,
put me in a classification.
yeah. And that's why I'm the way I am. I'm not in a I'm pagan and I'm a witch, but I don't put myself in a classification. I just say that I'm a spiritualist because I'm my own teacher. I've learned myself. I've not sat in circles. I've not had people guide me all the way through my life. The only thing that's guided me, like I said, was my grandmother Sylvia and spirits. And yeah, my mum had friends that were spiritual. I've watched things that they'd done when it comes to spells and stuff, but I kind of just knew myself that I was different, and
Mm-hmm.
I learned myself. I read books, and I'd go out into public and into nature itself and learn to connect with it by just
Mm-hmm.
sitting there and listening and just and seeing them,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the spirits from a very young age. I knew I was different, so everything else kind of just started opening up when I was opening up to them. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was a very strange journey, but a very exciting journey at the same time.
Right.
It
I'm, I'm
was.
I'm with you on every aspect of that. I mean, I
Yeah.
even didn't have friends in high school. I mean, I had spirit friends. I was the weird person out in high school because
Yeah,
I mean,
no, that's what I was like at school. Like I had my little group, but I didn't really socialize with living people. My people that I spoke to, my people I got on with were spirits. That's
Mhm.
who I got on with. And I still to this very day say that I get on with the living. I love the living, but
Mhm.
I don't see myself as like them. I see myself different, and I feel that my home and my place is with the spirits.
Mhm.
That is who I am.
Exactly. I think you're talking about being Patriot fans. I love them.
Maybe that's why I have so many different emotions when I go into a antique shop. Yeah, because if you think like antique stuff is things that people have had and handed down and put into that shop, so
Mhm.
it's old history. It's things that people have handled and had in their homes, and some of these people that have passed and had a connection to them, so there is a lot of residual energy from them around these objects. There is.
Yeah.
And that's why you get things like that: antique shops, antique fairs, second-hand shops, things like places where people have already used that stuff.
Yeah, especially
You know,
like the secondhand stuff. I mean, a lot of the older
yeah,
people that pass away that don't have families, a lot of their stuff is donated. And if it's something that they really loved and appreciated, they're like, I would
they'll
be.
attach to it.
Why are you getting rid of my stuff? And they're
Yeah, they'll
attached to
follow
it.
it because
Hmm.
that's what they're used to. It's a memory. It's something that made them happy, so
Hmm.
they're going to follow it, as part of them. So hello, Jessie, darling. Hello,
Hmm.
Anita, darling. Mama Liam, Mr. Jingerman. Hello, darling. You'd love to visit Ed and Lorraine. Ed and Lorraine Warren for me is my YouTube king and queen
Hmm.
of paranormal. Like literally, they are absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
They are amazing.
I would love
They're
to go to her grave and
big,
pay
big,
her.
big parts of my life. I've always looked up to them.
Me
They're
too.
my inspiration, and my grandmother. So,
Yeah,
um, has anyone got any questions in the room, guys? Is there anything you would like to ask?
I'm an open book.
It is, yes, and you got to think that a lot of energy attracts to objects, and some in some cases that's why spirits connect to other people. There's
Hmm.
something or a familiarity in a person or something they like in a person that makes them want to be around them. It's not always a negative attachment, but
Hmm.
any attachment you have to be aware of and be careful of because it can switch,
Right.
especially if they become quite protective of you and you know. Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
You can connect to anything in this world
Hmm.
if it's something that's interest of you.
Yeah, because I mean, spirits are just like people. You find somebody that really interests you. Like I'm interested in Sherry and what she does. If I was a spirit, I would hang around her because I like what she does.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of my guys do. like the children, it's more the fact of the mother inside of me, and the fact that I have been through some of the things that these children have been through as well. So I have that relation to them, so they feel comfortable and safe around me because I understand it. And for others, they just like my character, the spirit of me. They like that I'm calming and I'm caring. And you'll find a lot of my spirits don't want to go over. They want to stay with me. And I'm like, no, you need to go over, and then you can just come back and you're protected. You've got the path and you're safe. But there's some that you can't make them cross over if they don't want to go. I've got some that have never crossed over yet because they don't want to. They just they don't. They're like, I have got nothing over there for me. The only thing is you. When you go, I'll go. I've got spirits that have said that to me. So, but a lot of them, I've had, a lot of them have gone over and they've come back. They've not wanted to be in the spirit world. They wanted to be here,
Right.
and I'm okay with that. So.
Yeah, a lot of them say, I finally got to see my husband or my children or something I ain't seen in a while, or I'm in this place where I really always wanted to be, and they don't like to cross over.
They just like being with you.
Right. And I think England asked if I had any videos where things moved. I do have a haunted basement video. It's probably like the second or third one that I ever done on my channel, where a doll actually moves that I got sitting on a 5-gallon bucket. And you can actually hear the rattling within the concrete basement and the shelving behind me rattling before or after she moves. And that was really fascinating. And that occurred in my own home.
Yeah, and that is fascinating because I like my dolls. The dolls I've got, my two of them come from my mum, and for some reason she just wanted to get rid of them, and now I know why. And the other 3 come from a lady, an older lady, and one of them was registered haunted, which is my middle one. And she's got 2 energies. She's got the child energy, but she's got another energy to her. But I wouldn't say that it's demonic or anything like that. It's just she's got a more darker side to her because of what she's been through. So it's kind of 2 energies in one. So with her, like, she had a lot of trouble with her, and she used to scare her, and she didn't want her in the house, and she didn't want the other dolls there. But with me, she's not like that. She's very calm, very peaceful. And sometimes they just need to be in the home of someone that understands them and gets them. Because, the doll itself is just a vessel. The spirit that's inside it is the thing that you should be concentrating on, and I think that was a lot of it. Like, they think, well, you don't like the doll that I'm in, so that means you think that I'm weird, and that upsets that spirit. So she's come to a home where she feels accepted and listened to. So she's more calmer.
Right.
There's her moments, but that's when somebody's done something she don't like.
I think Paranormal
She's not
Underworld,
dangerous.
Paranormal Underworld asked me if I could go anywhere and why. Well, there's a lot of places I'd like to go. And wow, that's. I mean, there's so many, but if I'm going to pick one off the top of my head, I would love to go to Penhurst. The reason I would like to go to Penhurst is because of the spirits that could be possibly remaining there. They didn't have any visitors, or they had problems back in that that time when all that happened. That maybe I could put some at ease. I mean, there might be a lot coming at me at once, but that would be the interest in it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't feel right, would it, if you didn't have that interest in that? It's like a lot of people go, how do you put up with having so many spirits around you? Don't it freak you out? No, it don't. I feel at home with them, and I like the fact that I help them out. I listen to them, and I help them to see another way. For some of them, just that listening to them and giving them that love and that understanding is all they need to be able to move over. You know what I mean? So for me, it's not a burden. Like, yeah, sometimes it can get annoying when they're waking you up out of your sleep, or they're banging or they're walking or they're doing, and you're like, guys, will you? Because for me, it's very enhanced, the sounds, because of the abilities. So it's like they're right next to you, even though they're not sometimes. And you're like, guys, for God's sake, and they're like, what? We're in the front room, and it's like, I can hear you like you're in the bedroom. Stop doing that. Like, that can be annoying sometimes, but
Right.
that's the whole point of having your abilities. You've got to get used to it.
Patriot,
You
I'm
do.
looking at, sorry, I was looking at going to Gettysburg on my way to West Virginia. So that's going to be probably about mid-November sometime.
Go on. Bedroom. Go to the bedroom. Just staring at me.
I have one here beside me. My Tom, he has stayed really
I can't
close
let
to
him
me.
in here because he'll be jumping all over me and the interview wouldn't get done. He'll be all over the place.
Now I have my little spirit with me, not my dog. Tom, my youngest one. Well, he's not my youngest, but he likes to stay close to me. And since I was gone to Boston, he's been up in the bed with me, and I go to sleep at night. He's I think he was a little stressed out while I was gone.
Yeah, Chloe and Emily are like that with me. Chloe's like a daughter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she calls me mummy. So does Emily. A lot of my children's spirits call me mummy for some reason, but Chloe is my most closest. Chloe and Emily, they're like always in my bedroom with me and cuddling up to me and stuff like that. I wouldn't have it any other way either. That's how I like it. And with my situations and problems that I'm going through in life, and my kids not being in my care, that helps having them.
Mm-hmm.
It does. So they help me as much as I help them.
Yeah.
It does help me.
I kind of feel like a guardian,
I say a spirit foster mummy. That's what I say, because that's what I feel like, a foster mummy to spirits and like children spirits.
Yeah, because he likes to play with his ball, and when I got home, I forgot that I took his ball. I've got one of those glowing balls that only glows when you shake it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he loves that thing. He's always asking for the ball. And I had forgot I take it with me to Boston. So I didn't leave it out on the table like I normally do. So whenever I got here, I mean, immediately, he hit me with, he wanted his ball. So I put it in the floor, and I told him, we'd play tomorrow. And all night long, the flashing lights were bouncing off my walls because he was playing with it all night long. I had to shut my bedroom door. So, kids.
Yeah. And it's amazing when they do that, because like my girls like my broom because it's got the dangly bits in it. You'll see them playing with my dangly bits. They like my dolls. You'll see the hair move or the doll slightly move. They love them. They love them.
Yeah, I love kid spirits. I mean, I
Hello,
love all
hanging with
spirits.
Mr. J.
Hello. Sorry if I missed.
Hello, Eli. How are you, darling?
Yeah, I think Gettysburg is going to be really interesting. I mean, I love history to begin with, but I think to be able to do a living history is even more amazing.
Oh yeah. History is awesome though. I like history, and that I do find it fascinating. I do like the war side of things. I like all of the military and heroes and stuff like that. I like all that side of stuff as well. So I've got a lot of respect for those spirits, definitely. And that is one side that I do really want to do, is be able to go to military places where they would have been and have that experience as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, you learn so much from the spirits. I mean,
and you will from that side. That's what I really want to be able to just connect with them and see different things and see how their guns worked and the bombs. And it's like, well, just how they worked in general, and hopefully be able to help some of them maybe go over, because some of them are probably still stuck, not able to leave.
Yeah, give a moth in there.
Yeah, they're amazing. Question to Sherry and Bale: who is your most favourite spiritual medium and why? Mine would have been Lorraine.
Yes, same for me.
Warren, most definitely.
I loved yeah, I could speak Lorraine. She just had this such a beautiful spirit about her, and
she
soft
did.
spoken, and just I really liked Lorraine.
for me, Lorraine Warren was just an incredible woman, and so was her husband. And the way they brought the paranormal out, the stuff that they went through, the hate that they went through, and they still were very strong. And you know, if it wasn't for having them and them showing those both sides of it, you know, the paranormal side and the spiritual side, then
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us wouldn't be accepted today, would we? So I've
Mm-hmm.
definitely both of them, but Lorraine, when it comes to the abilities, absolutely, yeah.
Most definitely. I mean, there is one that I read about, and I can't tell you his name right off, but he's the one that I first started reading about what whenever I close my eyes, I see like a movie sometimes, and what it is the past of things that I'm seeing, or if I touch somebody and I see the same movie. And they called him the Sleeping Prophet. I can't remember what his name is, but he has a really interesting history. And
Mm.
yeah, so he was kind of like the first one that I looked into, and then everybody, I love Lorraine. So yeah, those two.
Yeah, and for me, it was Lorraine. It was Lorraine. Like, to be honest, I was quite, because of the way that I was, I found it very weird to go to mediums and that. It's only been recently that I started going to mediums and that. My first ever one was when I was 18, and my friend and my uncle came through. And then obviously seeing Lorraine was my biggest inspiration for a long time.
Mhm.
And then I went to another medium a couple of years ago. I've probably seen two mediums in my life
Now, what
where
I
they've
don't,
told me something. Like, I've just found them really weird. I find them weird because of the way that I am, and I thought, yeah, you know, are you real or you're not real? And so for that reason, I've always been put off from it. But these two people that I see were very good, very good.
now I don't know if Lorraine really had a mediumship. I know she was known as a psychic. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
she was. She was a psychic.
mhm,
Like, she picked up on things and felt things, and
yeah,
you know. But I just liked her in that way. I liked that she was natural as well. She didn't sit under cults and colonies to be who she was. She was just natural, and that's
yeah,
what I liked about her.
yeah. People call her crazy, and she's like, yeah, I know I am. Yeah,
And
she
that's what
was,
I liked. I liked her whole attitude, that she didn't care. She didn't care what people thought of her, and she
yeah,
stayed very strong to who she was, and that's why I love her so much. So her and Ed.
yeah. I'm
So
not sure.
they are our inspirations when it comes to being mediums or spiritual related, guys. Any more questions?
I don't know who Edward Casey is. Like I said, if you're talking about the Sleeping Prophet, Paranormal Underworld Jack, I don't know his name right off. It's like it's there, but I can't.
Bale. Maybe you will be fortunate enough to see the colonel on his
Colonel,
horse.
the Colonel on his horse.
Colonel on his horse, sorry.
That would be interesting because I mean usually I don't see spirit animals. I did see chickens one time at Bobby Mackey's. That was my first animal experience, and I guess all living things have spirits, but to see chickens I was just sitting there fascinated. It was funny. My tech and I think Hensley and a few other were laughing at me, but
But
I was like, "There's
you
chickens."
see some unusual things, not just people, you do see animals and things like that. Hanging with Mr. J saying, Vale, when did you know you wanted to go into the paranormal?
Um, I guess when I was a teenager, really, you get past that child stage of where you're scared of everything, and then you're just like, "Oh, okay, I'm old enough. I'm gonna, start walking around the woods and start talking to spirits that you do see." So I was probably 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah. So that is the answer to your question, hanging with Mr. J.
Yeah, because even me
She
and
was
my
a
friends,
young lass.
yeah, me and my friends, we would even. I had friends that were into paranormal stuff. A couple that my sister that I hung around with. And they always made me go first because I was the one that could see everything and I could warn them. But yeah, we would go out as, teenagers and, find these haunted houses and cemeteries. And we'd sit in the cemeteries all night long and talk to spirits and stuff like that. But they always made me go first, which I didn't think was fair. But I always went first.
It sounds. I guess that's just some people for you, and they're like, "Oh, she's got the abilities. We'll put her first. At least we'll know when they're coming."
Yeah.
I know
Unless,
that feeling.
unless it's something bad, I have not really been able to see, I mean, and I mean something bad. I don't mean like a spirit that's just, mean spirited. I mean, there are demons. I mean, I experienced one when I was a teenager. So I never even really seen that at that time. So for me not to see them still to this day, I don't know if we're even, like you said, before we came off, we're even meant to see them. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see it.
Mama Liam is saying, "What's your most memorable investigation?" Welcome back, Lou.
My most memorable. Hmm. Well, I had one here recently that I could really pick out, but I'm not sure Paranormal Underworld wants me to speak out on that one. Um, I did like the Anawan Rock that we just went to that is in the Bridgewater Triangle. I mean, that history, the Indians and stuff there. I actually got pulled backwards, but that was pretty memorable. All that,
Paranormal Underworld says, "Go for it."
go for it. Okay. Well, Paranormal Underworld had lost his daughter early this year, and I, had been seeing a girl. We talk, personally on Hangouts, and I had, seen a girl in his background, and I just asked him one day, and I didn't know anything about it. I said, "You have a young lady that's kind of attached to you and hanging around your house," and he's like, "Well, what does she look like?" And I explained exactly, what I was seeing, and it happened to be his daughter that was still there. So whenever I did go to Boston, he got to try the Necrophonics app for the first time, and to hear her voice come across, it was heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. No, times like that, even though they're rewarding because you get to let them have that moment together, at the same time,
Yeah,
it is heartbreaking when you hear it because you don't want that for that person, do you? You want them to be happy and them to be together, and
yeah,
you get mixed emotions when you're doing things like that.
yeah. But I mean, I made friends with her.
Oh, sweetheart.
Before I left, she wanted my purse, so I was like, okay, I'll leave it there. So yeah, she got my purse.
Oh, it is a very emotional thing, especially when it is people that you
Yeah,
know and that you care about as well. I've got people that have had that, and
right.
I've seen their loved ones and they've got really upset, and it's made me cry because it does affect you. It
Yeah,
does
but
a lot.
that was amazing. Yeah.
And it's just beautiful that you got to have that experience with him, and
Hmm.
for him to be able to hear her and that, and know that she's there.
Yeah.
The truth is they never leave you. They don't leave you. Your
And that,
babies don't leave you.
yeah, that video, he actually did put it up. It is on his channel on Paranormal Underworld.
Oh, I'll have
Yeah,
to go and have a look at that.
yeah, it's amazing.
It, that's what I'm saying. That some of the things that we do are extraordinary, and when you can bring two people back together,
Yeah.
it's a rewarding things. It is rewarding because you kind of put a lot to rest as well. Because
Hmm.
a lot of people that lose people sit there and wonder if they're okay,
Yeah.
where they are, and when you get that clarification that they're all right and that they're around you, and that it does lift you, and sometimes it makes you choke up as the
Yeah.
person with the abilities. It does me. I'm a very an emotional person.
Yeah.
I get quite emotional. Even when I cross spirits over, you'll see me cry after, because
Yeah.
it's that attachment that we've had together and those memories, and it's like, oh my god, they're going now. Like,
Yeah. I've broke down in Walmart and grocery stores before because,
yeah,
a spirit will come up to me that's following somebody around, that they're just trying to get their attention, and they've been upset for so long. And, I start picking up on their emotions, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I really don't like going up to people because they think I'm weird. But, I have went up to one lady and all the tears were already streaming because, the spirit with me was so distraught. And I was actually surprised when I started explaining it to her. And then she started crying because, I was actually telling her things that she needed to know. And I was like, yeah.
It does, and they do get shocked when you say it. I've had it where people have come up and I've said things about their loved ones and stuff that that they remember from them, and I've seen them start crying, and it does it makes you choke up. You're like, oh darling, like trying to keep it together, like.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't help it when you're that like connected to that person and that spirit person as well. It just comes naturally. It's your emotions, it's the spirit's emotions being put through you to show them, and then you've got their emotions, and it's like three lots of emotions all in one, just spinning around, and it's like
tidal wave.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah,
powerful. Thank you, Oracles, my darling.
Hey, Cassie.
I'm cleaning. Oh, nice. And listening. That's good.
You can come clean my house.
But yeah, you know,
allergies.
There is nothing more extraordinary than having your abilities in that. But they can be emotional and they can be really nice sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that aspect that, you know, I can do those things, you know, like I was just explaining. It's just, I mean, I like helping people too, but it's so rewarding of a gift. I mean, I tried to give it away when I was younger because I didn't understand it, you know, and I was a strange kid out because of it. But now I wouldn't give it away for anything.
Go and lay down, please. Keep moaning.
He's like, Mama.
You can't come in here while I'm doing the interview because you will not stay still. You'll be jumping all over me. Let's give him a go. He just wants to be in there, Mama. Come and sit in with Mummy then. You're not to jump about. You sit down. Sit down. No. Sit down. Sit up here. Not on the interview bit though. No, over there. Over there a bit. You sit here. Dash. Chill.
Yes.
Chill. Oh God. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Because I'm doing an interview. Sit down. Sit down. Oh my God. This is what I meant.
Yeah, he thinks you're playing.
Yeah. No, this is what he's like 24/7. He's got so much energy. It's unbelievable. He bounces everywhere. Hello, Robert. How are you? I love dogs too, but he gets a bit hyper sometimes. Dash in here, please, because you're going to be putting me off. Come and sit. Lay down. Thank you. Right, sit. Good boy.
He's a cutie. He's like, I'm part of the stream now. Look.
That's Vale. You can hear Vale's voice.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm doing all right, Robert. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I've got this interview that I'm doing, which is nearly over. So what we're just sitting here talking and stuff at the minute. What I will get you to do quickly, Vale, is just say your places that they can get hold of you again and your merchandise place again. Okay. So that they've got it at the end as well. Because, you know, some people, they fast forward and forget half of it. Then they know either way. And then we could just keep chatting until the next person comes up.
Okay. You can find me at Through the Veil Paranormal on YouTube. You can find us at Through the Veil Paranormal Society group on Facebook. You can find me at Through_Veil on Twitter. I forgot to mention a while ago, I do have an Instagram, even though I'm not hardly there. It's Through the Veil Paranormal also. Our Teespring merch shirts and stuff over there is Through the Veil Paranormal at Teespring. So it's pretty much Through the Veil everything. I mean,
yeah. You cannot lose her. That is it. Through the Veil. Yeah. You'll be able to find her on all of those platforms. You've got her YouTube channel in the room. Mama Liam's putting in. If you do not have the channel already, guys, go over and check her out because she is an awesome lady. She's got awesome abilities and an awesome channel. She's an amazing investigator, and she's very real at everything she does. And I've got a lot of love for this lady, and I have a lot of respect. And I'm just so happy, sister, that you come over and had an interview with me. And I was so happy that you said yes.
Thanks for having me. I mean,
We were so
I love
excited
you.
the other day. We were both getting well excited on Messenger when I said, "Do you want to have an interview?" Like we
Yeah.
got proper excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just sit here and generally chat now, unless you want to go down, sweetheart. Then or you could stay up with me for a bit. I'm going to have a cigarette. If you want to have a cigarette, you can.
Okay. Well,
I don't mind people smoking on my panel. They don't do anything. But it's been lovely, you guys coming in doing all these amazing questions as well, sweethearts. Thank you for doing the questions and for supporting.
Thank you,
If you
Robert.
guys could contact one famous person from the past, but not the Warrens, who would it be, and what would you ask them? For me, it would be my Auntie Hilda. I would contact my Auntie Hilda. Have her, if I could have her back in person for just one day, it'd be my auntie. She was a big inspiration to me. I spent a lot of my holidays with her, and she was one of these women that believed in growing her own plants and her own vegetables. She was very old school, and she would bake from scratch and didn't buy things from shops and stuff like that. So I come from a farming family. Like my uncle Lon would farm, and she would do the cooking and stuff like that. So but it would be her, because she was a big inspiration to me, because not only just because she was natural and she was different, but the simple fact that I just had a lot of love for her, and I would just like to be able to have her in person instead of seeing her in spirit for just one day, just to say that I love you in person.
Awesome.
And to get to see her, get to see me at this age, because when she died I was only 12 or 13. So I'd love her to just get an experience with me and my kids, maybe just for a day or so, you know.
That would be awesome. Actually, mine is more of a running joke, but I would I would find Jimmy Hoffa and ask him where he'd been. But if I had to really speak to somebody, wow, there's just so many. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that, like, for me, there isn't really anybody famously like that I would want to speak to. Like my most memorable and most closest things to my heart is my family. It's my auntie, and that, you know, there isn't really a famous person I'd want to talk to. If I had to talk to anyone, then I would like to talk to Marilyn Monroe, because I just think that she was a true inspiration, and I think her life was cut too short. And I'd give her a few words of positivity, and to show her that she was a special person, instead of this Hollywood legend that nobody realised had problems. So it would probably be Marilyn Monroe for me. She was very beautiful, stunning.
Indeed.
Hello, Patrick, darling. Hello, Julie R.
Hello, everybody. I miss.
Hello, Drew's Paranormal. How are you? Nicole Pankin. Hello.
Nicole.
Shrimp Shack, you were saying about something earlier in the room. What was it that you was talking to me about? I'm trying to find it. You were saying something about something that was going on. See if I can find it.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Kate. My allergies are just horrible today. Fall
Yeah,
season.
no, the weather's been quite sunny here today, but it's not been warm though.
We're kicking over into our fall, and yeah. I feel like I woke up into a new hell this morning. My eyes were just all itchy and watery, and
Lots of flies in the house. Well, there could either be something dead in your house somewhere,
mhm.
and that's why the flies are in there. But they do say that in some hauntings, if you've got something weird going on in your house that feels quite negative, sometimes it can, the black flies and stuff can be a sign of a haunting. But the more logical explanation is you may have something dead laying somewhere, and they've kind of just come in your home.
Yeah, I would go with logical first, and then
Logical first. More sinister side. If you was having really bad you would have to have a really bad haunting for that to be going on, though. Like literally, like sinister. So unless you're having something very sinister going on in your home, it's more than likely that something's died in a like a drain or somewhere.
yeah.
It was your friend's wake today. You were saying that there was flies at your friend's wake. I'm so sorry for your loss, Shrimp Shack. So sorry.
Yeah.
Double shock. Hello. I'm from Age of Darkness's channel. My name is Linda. Hello, Linda. Welcome.
Hello.
I've got lots of tiny fruit flies. They are annoying. That's only because we've been having hot weather. Yeah, that's another reason as well. The weather's been all up and down, and there are a lot of them stuff about all the time. So
Mhm.
it may just be a logical explanation that maybe you've got something that's gone off and it's in the bag or it's somewhere and they're just hovering around, or something's died. You would only normally get like flies in really sinister hauntings and
Yeah.
things like that. Really, really bad hauntings.
Yeah, I kind of think of the
Oh, well, we didn't think that he'd killed himself, sweetheart. We were just giving you our condolence for your friend's passing. You don't have to be sorry. Don't be sorry. We're just saying that, a lot of people are so quick to jump to it and go, oh, it's a haunting. Sometimes there is a very good reason to why you're having these things in your house. So yeah, look in your loft and see if anything's up there, because flies will be around dead things and stuff like
Mhm.
that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Like one time, I think I found an eggshell that had fell beside the stove. You
Yeah,
think you throw it in the trash, and it didn't. And my kitchen was smelling horrible for like weeks. And I'm like, oh my God. And you can't find it, so you automatically, okay, this will
presume.
be.
Yeah. But when there's some, a lot of this stuff there's a logical explanation for what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there isn't anything going on, but I'm just saying, like the likelihood is, something's either gone off or something's died
Mhm.
somewhere in your home and they're just hovering around. Oh, so you're just letting us know that people had thought he'd ended his life, but he hadn't. Well, that's good news that he didn't end his life, but it's not good news that he's had to pass over. And again, I am sorry for your loss.
Okay.
Sometimes I get a few flies in the house for no reason other than they fly through an open door. Yeah, and they will. If the door's open and they can get in, they will come in. They're
Mhm.
attracted to certain smells and certain things in your home. So don't always presume if you see a mountain of flies in your house or something that you've got a ghost in your house or something bad going on. Just remember that there can be reasons behind what you're seeing. Scott Matthewson, hello, evening. Get a cat, it will catch the flies. Or a dog. My dog catches them.
Yeah, I've
It's
seen that.
weird.
Kind of like grab them out of the air. A little dog that I had around here for a while used
Okay,
to
Drew.
grab a hold of wasp. We called them spicy raisins.
Oh wow, that sounds like a sign. Just letting you know that he's round, and that's why the picture fell down when he passed. It's kind of a symbol of that something's happened. My cat broke a window trying to get my flight. Oh dear. Hensley, hello. How are you? We said hello, beautiful ladies.
What are you doing?
Always try to debunk things. Always try to debunk things before you think that spirits are the cause. Yes, definitely. Because not everything is spirit related.
No.
Even to the noises in attics and stuff sometimes, like what you might think sounds like feet is actually a board that is creaking in different areas. And it can sound like, obviously, for a lot of investigations, you can normally tell the difference between somebody walking across the boards and somebody not walking across the boards. But obviously, if you're in a distance, it could sound like something it's not. You know what I mean? So unless you're right underneath it and can hear it.
Yeah. It could be a squirrel in there or a rat. You never know. And old houses sometimes do settle. I
Yeah,
know
no,
with
that's
the
fine, Hensley. We can do that next week. So we've just got this lovely lady to that tonight then, guys. But there was meant to be another interview, but Hensley's got family people coming. So next week. You've got, for next week, Hensley, let me just see. Oh dear. Now I've got to try and find the...
Yeah, old houses will settle. Little crack and pop and make all kinds of weird noises.
It's okay, Hensley. That's fine. Do not apologise. It's fine. I'm just trying to find the paperwork. Right, so I have got next week, I have got somebody on at 9:30. So you've either got 7:30 or 11:30.
Yeah, well, you can throw Jack's Paranormal Underworld up here.
Would you like to come up, Paranormal Underworld? Right, I'll put you down for 7:30 then. That's fine. Stop whinging. Anybody that is wanting to come on to some interviews with me, it is normally on a Saturday, guys, but I've been doing alternative days this time because of people not being able to do Saturdays because they've either had work or engagements. So I've done it today, but normally it's on Saturday. So anyone that is wanting to come on and interview with me, just write under this video or write under one of the other interviewing videos that are on my page. It'll have the name of the groups. And just write that you're interested and we'll get hold of each other. If you've not got me on Facebook, then get hold of me under Sherry B. Brett and we can talk.
Jack said he would come up for you.
We've got who?
Paranormal Underworld. He said he would come up.
Yeah, well, we can do that tonight. That'd be cool.
Yep. I could just slip backwards, and if that's what you want to do.
Well, I will stop this stream and start a new one because I give each person their own individual video.
Okay.
Hello, Shadows of the Moon. So you'd have to give me a couple of minutes, Paranormal Underworld, and then I can re-add you. I'll have to put the link in the room. So, guys, make sure that you come back.
I'll be here.
But for this interview, We've had amazing Through the Veil Paranormal. It's been absolutely amazing having you up, sweetheart. We love you, sister, and it's been absolutely awesome. Anybody that has not got her, please go over to her channel and check her out, guys. She's the real deal. She is awesome. So would you like to say anything to the guys, sweetheart?
I thank you guys so much for supporting us and, holding this, community together. I mean, without you, we wouldn't be here to, give you things that we can prove or disprove. And yes, love you guys so much. I can't do the heart thing because it like looks backwards. I don't know.
It's okay, but that's from both of us, like a massive heart
Yeah.
from both of us, because we do love you guys, and she's right, we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't have you guys. You guys make it awesome. That's it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love you. You're awesome, guys. Come back and check us out again in about 5 minutes, because I've just got to set the new stream up, and then I will be right back. So from me and Vale, we love you. Keep safe, keep real. And thank you for the great interview. That's been absolutely awesome. And you're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
And we will see you very soon. Blessed be. See you soon.